Welcome everyone to another episode. Right now we are with Fiddlecraft or more specifically the two founding members of Fiddlecraft, the band. So welcome guys, welcome onto the show.
Thank you so much, Adi.
Thank you, Ali.
We have a lot of bands out there, like so many of them, right? Yet some of them stand out to their fans. So do you guys try to be different from the other bands, or do you try to fit in? How does it work?
We don't deliberately try, but we have been slightly different because I think that is the only way you can survive in the scene. Without being different from others, I don't think so that there is any scope of having second of someone else. Anyway, when you are making original music, that is your originality of your sound and kind of scape the entire sound, like the entire soundscape should be slightly different from others. So that's how we go about it, but we haven't planned it or we haven't tried towards that part much. We actually did music in a way that we can only we do the best practices and best music what we make, and the music what we make is like I kind of our liking.
Yeah. So how does it start? How does the songwriting process start? And it's interesting because for every band, it is very different. Mr. Sudeep, you do manage the band Swaratma also, and I asked them about their songwriting process, and that was also very different. So I'm very curious to know about how the songwriting process in Fiddlecraft starts.
About how the songwriting autism. So Swaratma, I don't manage them. I only manage their tours. So I'm not at all creatively involved, or that way. Just it is my sidekick. What I do it just to get to know more about the scene and get some more contacts. Like that's how even I met you. So, but in Fiddlecraft, like we both have started together. Again, here also, I'm not involved creatively at all. But yeah, it's go right up. So Fiddlecraft music, from writing to composing, everything is Gaurav. So that's why I told you, when I told you like we both will be there. So that's more than enough. And I've been taking care of the logistics and getting the gigs, kind of more work off stage.
Manager part.
The management part of Fiddlecraft from the start.
Perfect. So every time I see, I don't know, singers going onto stage, and they're pretty like I saw a story on AJ. Are you guys aware of the band AJR?
Are you at the level of the band AJR?
Maybe one odd song we might have heard, but I'm not really familiar with the name.
Yeah, that's fine because they have just started going. Anyways, I think they'd gone to Switzerland, and the amount of fans that they usually receive, it was much less than that, but they still perform. So you guys sometimes might be having, because you handle with logistics and all that. So thinking about that, do you sometimes worry that there might not be enough people coming to your gigs and all that? Does that worry sometimes trouble you?
Not sometimes, always. It's always there. It's always that fear of not having people for your gig. First of all, most of the venues across India actually works around, around people. When people walk in, when they buy stuff, they drink, they eat food, do anything, that counts. And nobody, maybe in a podcast or anybody like anything else, nobody will come up and speak up to this fact that every successful band, there is like a lot of a fan following and people who are coming and buying tickets for your gigs. Unless if they are not buying tickets and not doing anything in that ground, then possibly that venue won't call you again, because when you is surviving on the basis of people, profits and everything, so every band has to ensure that you should deliver that. They expect you to deliver that, wherein there are many other things which comes along with that. So no, it's a difficult business altogether.
I think it's a pure maths. Like if any venue or anyone who's investing X amount, he is looking at least cutting at par or making premium out of it. So that is the maths, and that helps you to grow. That's how in this world, your validation of how many people are following you and are spending that money. So it also includes about, if you want to support any artist, go and buy his ticket and watch him live. Then just, of course you support them on Instagram and all that, that's different. But go and see, like, be there physically, only then the value of the artist increases. So of course that fear of not having people has a lot of things about. First things about, you should enjoy your own gig. If there are more people, you're gonna have fun over there. But it has a lot of other areas also connected to crowd being there. It starts from your own happiness to the accounts.
And we being like kind of more towards live gigs and less towards recordings and releasing stuff and kind of stuff. We have been known for our live acts majorly, and we particularly ensure that there should be some people who will be listening to us live, more than people listening to us off stage, or more than people listening to us on any digital platform or something. Live is the best way they can consume our music, I think. So that's something which comes along. And anyway, I think there is a lot of difference when a band who is doing covers is performing at a venue, and a band who is doing original music, because entire thing changes when you have a tribute night or any ghazal night or anything of that sort, and people are playing some songs which are already known and popular amongst people working on Instagram and rest of the stuff. They can sing along. They will they can come. They will feel that they will sing out loud and kind of stuff. But when there is a stranger name with music, original music, so then it becomes like that music that might work with them or may not work. So that is the reason why it is completely different scenarios when an original music is presented at any venue.
Yeah, because I mean, stuff like movies and all that, they are pushed by the record labels, right? But what I find interesting about independent bands or independent artists is that they just go for it. There's no, there's nothing to push them except themselves, and of course the collaborations that they work on with, right? And live is like, I've only gone to one live show in my entire life, but it is a different feeling, 100% a different feeling. Takes a lot of coordination, takes a lot of effort. And I mean, I hope to go to your guys' live show sometime if you guys are coming
to Bombay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we are planning something in April. I'll keep you posted for sure.
100%, 100%. So, you guys have been around for quite a long time, right?
Yep.
If I'm not wrong.
Yep.
How has your way of making music changed, as like compared to when you started off? How is it now?
I wouldn't say that it is faster or anything of that sort. In fact, because we have to take care of rest of other things also now. We, at least when I am writing a song, usually I only write a song and put up some musical parts here and there, and give a direction to that music up to a certain extent. But I think that now, because we have to produce that stuff, we have to release that stuff, and we have gained some name, so it becomes very essential that whatever I like may not work. So thinking about that, keeping soundscape, keeping sound quality in mind, and rest of the other things as well, we make song that way. But yeah, primarily the fundament of the entire songwriting, when I sit to write a song, is that entire song should make some sense from the beginning till the end, like just like one story, not like bits and pieces joined together and make no sense to anyone. So verbally it should make some story up in your head. If it's not presenting any soundscape, or you are not thinking in your head, if the music is not taking you anywhere, you're just listening to it, I don't think so that is kind of a music we make.
What do you think music is to you? And this sounds a bit philosophical, but I'll break it down for you. Basically, some people write music for awareness of a particular situation. Some people write music because they like music. They can't explain it. Some people like music because they want to tell a story about their life. So, in that way, what is music to you guys?
So, music making, when it comes to like music making, what triggers? I don't think so that it's a process which one can trigger or anything like that. It's a kind of a drive which comes any time. While riding a bike, while when you're thinking too much and you are in certain space, you can probably speak. While speaking to you, maybe possible that I can come up with a tune. Uh, Maybe possible that my headspace in somewhere else. Maybe I'm somewhere else, and I'm making that song in my head while speaking to somebody also. So it's not like it's been a process. When you do music each and every day, sometimes you just want to escape out of something what you have been listening for an entire day, or maybe something what you really want to listen to. You sit down and you make that tune in your head, and that you just translate that onto any instrument, whatever is physically possible for you. So that has been a process like since past couple of years, 2-3 years. Before that, it was very straightforward, simple process. Write a good song, write good lyrics, which should make complete sense. It should not be for anyone who doesn't want to get into lyrics. It's very lyrical, very, very lyrical. And that is our priority till date. We still try to make the song lyric heavy, and rest of the stuff also we try to infuse it the way the lyrics are.
Now, let's think about probably the next 5 years, right? Or in 10 years. What is your plan? Like, how do you plan to change your band, if you are planning to change it in any way? Or what kind of evolution do you plan to see in Fiddlecraft?
In upcoming 5 years, we can't say. So any band who is doing original music can't even predict the next 5 days. Forget about 5 years. Yeah, if we will survive for another 5 years, definitely we will be making much more easier music. Maybe we will be transiting towards simpler music. We'll be making music which doesn't require as much efforts to execute, because the problem is that when you do such music, and when you take that pain to make really good music, and pain to make complex music, it may be for critics, but it doesn't work out really well with people. So we haven't been making music for critics or anything of that sort, but that our music became that way. Always it has been that way. Lyrics are difficult to understand. Maybe people finding it difficult to sing along because the vocal ranges are high, slow, or lower, or whatever, which is not for anyone who can sing a simpler song in a bathroom or anywhere else. It's not like it's not that simple. So probably we'll try to transit towards simpler music. And
Wait, so are you telling me I can't jam to Fiddlecraft while taking a bath or something?
So there's always, I keep telling Gaurav, after, we know our songs are amazing, okay? And that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
So I keep telling you, if after every college gig or a crowd which is very young, I keep telling you, we'll have to give them not only the lyrics, but also another booklet which will tell them which word means what.
yeah,
Okay.
Because, people are just maybe singing, but they need to understand the depth of it, what he's written from, or the point of view. What does he mean by it?
Yeah.
Just a simple word would be a simple word which sounds cool.
and there are multiple things actually these days you have to keep it in mind while distributing music and kind of stuff. I won't name it, but one odd distributor yesterday asked me to make a song, cut short the song by half, which is not possible in our case. Maybe that may work for the people who are actually really desperately want to make their music popular. But that's something for us as a principle. We do not want to cut even a second, because there is an entire story going on in the song. People who are making 1 minute songs or kind of stuff, they can know. We don't make music like that way. We make music which totally should make sense. If we are not making a snippet for any ad film or anything, we are making music for ourselves first. And people like it in the course, but if somebody asks me particularly and that has to be a client project, not mine.
Especially, I think that happens when your music is more focused on the lyrics, right? And the tune is pretty good, but like when you're focusing on the lyrics, you don't like to really take out any parts of it, right? Because it tells a story, as you said.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's really cool.
Right. In the
I
song,
hope your distributor listen.
like in a song, even a gap is not a gap. Like, that space, that air thing, which when you're not saying anything, also you're saying something. That's a deal. Like, if you understand, you understand.
Yeah, if you have one loop extra somewhere, and that one loop is for something really important, musician makes the song in keeping everything in mind. It's his song, it's his work, it's his, he knows things better than anybody else over there. How to present that music in the best possible way. Maybe it won't work for Instagram. Most of the things won't work. Our things, most of the things won't work for Instagram, right? And we don't care about that. That is the thing. We really on we really want to get popular. Everybody wants to get popular, but not on this cost for sure.
Does your band have, like when you were starting off, or even now, have you realized that is there some sort of goal behind why Fiddlecraft started in the first place? Was there a goal behind it, a motive?
Not exactly a goal or something. Like we were just chasing down any stage. What we like 9 years back, we were just chasing down any venue. We were finding places to perform. That was the goal. We were enjoying the process, and it went on. Like after a few years, we realized that we are getting a little professional. From there onwards, we were stepping up each and every step. Like the learning goes on till date. We are learning a lot of things, things which makes your life easy to do.
Suppose
It's not getting that way, but no, yeah, we are trying. We are trying our level best.
so. A major, like, the thing was to start this was you want to do something what we wanted to. That's how it actually started.
Yeah.
So that's why that's why we don't follow the trends. We don't want to cut out, because idea of the Fiddle was born with that idea of do what we like to.
Yeah, there are people.
Okay.
There are people who are okay doing anything, whatever you will throw at them. They will do it. And they will survive much better than anybody who is making original music. But people who are actually into original music and making original music, I don't think so. They are different people altogether. They are not regular people. Understand? There is a straight and very solid line between original composers and cover singers. The people who are doing commercial singers and kind of stuff, they really want to sustain in the market. Our goal is to make something which lasts in the history of music somewhere.
Okay. Basically, like very deep music that you make, right? Yeah. And a lot of I don't know, modern pop songs don't have that same sort of vibe to it. Maybe that's why people hate on certain artists. Like Taylor Swift is hated a lot these days. You guys probably have seen those in the memes and all that, right? But when we are transitioning onto independent music, it's just a completely different vibe.
Yeah.
Completely different vibe. Especially now, I've discovered independent music very recently. Like I think my first ever guest on this podcast was an independent artist. So this podcast has, for some reason, I don't know how, it's been more biased towards independent artists. I've been getting more of them, and they seem to be the most interesting type of guests. My first ever independent artist, my first ever guest and independent artist, his name is Vijay Razul, and surprisingly, the intro music for a lot of my episodes have been from his song OCI, which is pretty cool. And we have grown closer as two friends, as artists. It's been really fun, and yeah, I mean, I've had the best podcast with independent artists, so it's been really cool because there's a lot to talk about. Even in each song, the songwriting process is very different for each person, so I like to explore. But speaking of exploration and just knowing, because I've written a lot of philosophical questions and I'm not sure why, but it looks cool. So, did you guys have any expectations in the beginning of your career? As you said, you transitioned on to becoming more professional. So, did you have any expectations in the start that you might or might not have fulfilled till now?
So of course everyone had expectations. I mean, we still do have expectations, and we know for a fact we are on the right path. Probably not at the right speed, but yeah. And all in all, we've chosen whatever we've done today till date in 9 years is all what we wanted to do. So there hasn't been any external force controlling us creatively or the way we want to put across or present ourselves. We have taken that call always, and we always knew that path is going to be difficult and it's going to be a longer one, because this is how we want to take our music ahead and our identity without compromising and cheating ourselves. So we are proud of whatever we have today, and of course there's a longer way to go, and we are looking forward for that, like, positively.
Now we're moving on to the end of the podcast, but this is where the most of the fun questions are. A bit of what you think about yourself as a band, and what would be your most, and this is not a part of the questions, it just came up in my mind, to ask you guys what you might think your most underrated project or song is, that you might think.
Underrated project, you said, or a track?
Or song.
I think
Just overall.
Rangili is one of the tracks which is quite underrated. One of the last track which is a cult favorite, though. But we think that I think that song deserves much more than that.
I think entire Fiddlecraft is underrated, man. The full, like, a full.
That happens, yeah. That happens with a lot of independent bands.
Actually, this
they
particular
have
word
really good
underrated is associated in our comment section. The most common word you will see in this is the most underrated band of the country. This is the most underrated band of the country. And I don't know how it goes and how it works. And we are Pune-based band, and we really love this city. And we haven't gone outside. We haven't connected with much of people, but we were doing our jobs really religiously. We were doing that everything. But there is a kind of a bowl, or you would say a kind of a circle. Maybe in Bombay or any Bombay is, I think it is. Everybody is connected there within. And the people who are from different cities, they stand slightly away from that scene, which can be much more easier and simpler for them. But I would rather than there is a kind of infrastructure, you can say. There is, although the entire industry, the music industry doesn't have any structure at all. There is nobody, no organization, nothing. Everything is just it's fake out there. Like nothing is real.
The most unorganized.
Yeah, there is nothing around it, basically. But still, if there is any, then that place is Bombay, not in any other town. So either somebody has to reach out, and somebody remotely should be present in Bombay, so to sustain and make it simpler for you, not difficult for you. Right now, wherever the people are making music, how many bands you have heard from Jharkhand? How many bands you have heard from any other state? No, there are multiple really good bands sustaining in those towns also. Lucknow, I keep on listening to those bands. They are underrated. We are underrated, and we will stay underrated for a really long time if the people are not welcoming, and people who has that leverage to make listen to and make those artists from different town, and not thinking about the logistics and rest of the stuff, then the industry is not growing. Then it is like a business of simplicity, like a business of convenience, I would say, rather.
No, absolutely, I agree, because there's like this very valuable stuff being made somewhere, but you will have no idea about it because it hasn't reached you yet.
Absolutely. Out of 100 songs, 100 original songs, yes, I totally do agree that 90 songs would be a trash, complete trash, but 10 songs would be such way that it can beat down any songs across, and 5 or 3 songs would be the topmost songs of the country. They should be there. They deserve to be there, but they won't get anything big on distribution table. Nobody is going to put in anything on that.
Definitely, I definitely agree with that, because when I was kind of fascinated of how exactly independent artists and bands. At first, actually, I thought indie indie, like that's how I first heard it. I thought it was like a genre of music where they use type of instrument and all that. But then I realized that it's a type of way of making music. And even though the entire music industry is pretty independent by itself, because of things like movies and record labels, people have been able to push their stuff. But independent music making is like the next level. It's like it's completely on yourself. It's going solo, but still, do you think do you guys have a plan to kind of push your music out in different places?
With our second album, there are a lot of plans which we are trying to execute with the limited resources what we have. But we are trying our level best. We are touring across the country. We will be doing Himachal tour. We'll be doing Goa to begin with. We'll be doing a lot of gigs, like around like entire April, May would be filled with gigs, and that to promote our music. And this online distribution, as I said, that we are working around that also the best possible way we can. We might be making some videos, we might be making some promotional stuff for Instagram, and we are trying our whatever in our capacity, whatever we can do, we are doing it. And primarily, the first priority is that to make this beautiful songs, because we have a long-lasting holding crowd which has been asking for these songs. That was our primary goal, to provide them with what they deserve. Since we haven't released anything since past 2-3 years, and that was the major reason why we came up with that. Whenever any band releases any album or anything, it requires a lot of time, a lot of resources and rest of the stuff also. And there is a certain way you can go to promote that stuff, and that takes a lot of opportunities away from you. Recent past 6 months or 7 months have been really difficult for us, and same goes for a band, any band. Whosoever is putting in money, time, everything into such a project, it requires your pure love for the music. Otherwise, you won't be able to. So that's why after this, we will be meeting people with our music and we'll present it. Let's see how it will go.
That's something that most people struggle with. But once the audience is there, I mean, I think the audience is the hardest part, because an artist is doing his job of making the valuable songs, making the some almost emotion-invoking songs. But then I'm not sure who it's up to, but if the right audience finds it, they're going to have those fans for a very long time. And that's the best part. Just need to find that audience once and won't be done with it. So any message that you would like to say to your potential Fiddlecraft audience, which might be people who follow me and other people that might discover my podcast sooner or later? Any message that you want to tell them about your band?
I just want to say, listen to Main Chala Jaunga to begin with. Listen to the second song which I'm talking about, Jogia, which will be coming very soon. Listen to Fakir, because this I really want to convey it to the Gen Z audience, and these are the songs which will work really well for them, and they will be stuck after that. You gradually go deeper in the playlist, and you will find your likings. But these are immediate hitters,
and it grows. Like, our music actually grows on you. It's not like you heard it in a millisecond, you're like, oh wow. Like, you listen to it, the music and the lyrics, you understand, and it grows. Every day you'll find a different reason, a different meaning out of the same song. So
yeah,
absolutely. That's
it's not just
absolutely
like kind of a food which you will eat and will go off. It should stay. It should or dissolve in your mouth slowly, in your ears slowly, and it should make you should find fun after listening to that song each and every time for a really longer time. Whenever you are going, it should open slowly. The you can say the ras of that entire song should open to you slowly and gradually. If it will open in one go, then probably people will listen to that song for 2-3 times, 4 times. It might go viral also, but it doesn't have a sustainability anymore.
It's a difficult feeling to process, but the ones that grow on you from the start to finish, they are the ones that stay with you for the longest, is what I've noticed. All the catchy ones have gone out from my playlist, and all the ones that so-called grow on you are the ones that have actually stayed in my heart for the longest. So I feel like the growing on you song genre is the best that I've ever had. And I feel like if you guys are making that type of songs, definitely my Gen Z audience will like it. all the Gen Z audience will like it, because I feel like our attention span, for this generation is kind of very small, where you're listening to one tune and you're like, I like it or I don't like it, which basically means I'll listen to it for the rest of my life or I'll just discard it. And that's the issue with Gen Z, and that's why it's so difficult to get to Gen. Yeah,
So that's just
absolutely. I feel like
kids are lasting only for 15 seconds. Is that true?
okay. I wouldn't be able to say that. I wouldn't be able to speak for the entire generation. Oh my God, you guys have taken me in a different zone. Yes, that's most likely true.
Let our music grow on you, man, and help you.
Let Fiddlecraft's music grow on you.
You have
Because
some secret
the ones that
Shakti.
come quickly, they go quickly. But I feel like the music that grows on you are the ones that become a part of your life. Give it a try, man. It will start off by giving it a try, and it will go on to you asking them for more songs. It's been the ones that grew on me that I keep asking for more. So give it a try. And you guys have a new album coming out soon. I think I heard it from one of you that you have a new album coming out.
Yes.
Any sneak peek into that?
Today itself, I got release date of one of the songs, which will be releasing mostly on 19th. So, and post that, rest
Okay.
of the songs will come in some interval, like a week's interval.
Okay. We'll be on a lookout for that. Definitely we'll be on a lookout for that.
Yeah, the song name is Hum Khuda Nahi The. Okay.
हम
And-
खुदा नहीं थे.
And album
Perfect.
name is Kashti. I will take a minute to promote.
Good.
Yeah, so that basically the album is releasing really soon. Keep an eye on Instagram page, because that's where you will get to know that where we are releasing when we are releasing our songs. Your favorite songs are there. All 9 songs we are releasing in a gap of around 1 week or so. Like one song to the other song, there will be a gap of a week or so. One last song which will be releasing, like 10th song will be releasing in May, possibly some point of time. And yep, that's about it. And listen to it, you'll enjoy it. The songs are lyrics heavy, as I said, and we haven't given up our principles, you would say, in this album for sure, which we might have. Might do it for the next. But yeah, we are in our core. This album is pure. This album is what we have been music. It represents that kind of music.
It starts off just by seeing if their music is good, kind of being an investigator. And then once you hit follow, I mean, you start getting their story updates, you start seeing their new post, you DM them, they DM you back, you mention them, they mention you back. And then once you become a part of that family, it's like a collective experience that makes you want to stay. That's something that I've noticed as a music consumer. And I feel like it's going to happen with the same for you and your hopefully new Gen Z audience. I really hope this goes well, this album. I'll do as much as I can to promote it and show my Gen Z friends what they are missing out on. And it was a real pleasure having you guys on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sadhu.
Really loved it.
A little virtual handshake over there.